Well, Trump just let in some white South Africans, and you already know everybody is in a tizzy now. Now, my place where I stand on this is that I don't think we can house any more immigrants. I don't like the strain that it puts on our economy. We already get enough of being denied by our own government of things that we actually need. They're constantly telling us we can't afford this and we can't afford that. But on the other hand, we've seen them bring in immigrants from other countries and provide them housing, provide them food, even provide them cars and businesses. And to me, that's one of the most egregious things that you could do is to bring in other people from other countries who aren't vested in our country, who haven't put in as much as the people in our country, people who wake up every day, clock in to 9 to 5s and pay taxes, and they don't even get these type of benefits. Some of them are even getting social security, which is insane to me because they definitely didn't put in on that, but they get to take out of that pot. So he let these refugees in, and here goes the hypocrisy from the other side. Not only just the other side, but particularly to me when it comes to black people, because they always claim that they can't be racist. They even say that Trump is racist. They say that Trump is racist because he doesn't want these illegal immigrants coming over here, which are usually brown and black, even some white ones. But they don't pay attention to that. But on the opposite hand, they don't want these white South Africans coming over here. And this is the party and the people who are supposed to be so inclusive and so welcoming, and everybody should get the due process. Because when it comes to due process and being asylum seekers, everybody is welcome to that when you come to the United States, except when they don't agree with it. And I think that's where both sides fall into their little booby trap. Instead of trying to pick a side or pick a race when it comes to this, just stand on something. And I stand on, I don't want any immigrants, illegal or legal. I just don't think we can afford it. I don't feel like our country should have to always take in people who claim that they're asylum seekers or it's something going on with their country. This is not the only country in the world. It's plenty of other countries that people can go to. You could say, well, we're the closest to people like Mexico and South America. So they just come up through the border and come over here. Okay, well, what about the South Africans? Why do they have to come all the way to the United States? They can't go somewhere in Europe? I mean, out of all the places you go to, everybody feels like they have to come to the United States. Not only that, we're constantly providing people with weapons and money and services and always doing stuff for these people. And we don't get anything in return. Only thing we get in return is ungratefulness. People who turn around and say that they hate this country. But I just want to point out the hypocrisy when it comes to the left, because they don't like the fact that these white South Africans are coming over here. I don't even want them over here. But like I said, I don't want any immigrant coming over here right now.
That comes in here. That's what it talked about.
At Spice Salon, a beauty spot in Mid-City,
Nothing surprises me.
the talk of the day is President Trump's decision to grant refugee status to white South Africans.
His hypocrisy mixed with a nice cup of racism.
I think it's very unfair that he wants to deport other people, but you want to bring in other people. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
But see, he's deporting illegals, people who've been here way too long. They overstayed their welcome. They overstayed their visas. These people should have been back, and they're just using the system. So now it's time. It's due. It's time for you to go back. You need to come through the border legally. Ask some of the people who came through legally what they'll tell you. They don't like that. They would like for these people to actually go through the same process that they went through. Everybody is not an asylum seeker. Everybody isn't in distress. Some of these people are just coming over here because they know they're going to get a bunch of free stuff. That's period. I mean, I don't know whatever what other kind of ways I can say it, but that's just what it is.
Welcome to the United States of America.
When asked by reporters why this group is being welcomed, while others from conflict zones like Sudan and the Congo are turned away, President Trump responded with this.
It's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about, but it's a terrible thing that's taking place, and farmers are being killed. They happen to be white.
There is no genocide going on against white people in South Africa.
Nana Gyamfi is the executive director of the Black Alliance for Just Immigration. She says some South Africans may be struggling to adjust to the changes since the end of apartheid, but she, along with the South African government, denies that white people are being persecuted.
No, they can no longer enslave Africans and enjoy their life in the way that they did during the apartheid, era. But that doesn't mean that they're being killed. That doesn't mean that they qualify for refugee status.
Comes a time when you realize.
Ain't that so hypocritical when they say stuff like that? And I don't even agree with what she's saying. Only thing I'm saying is they saying that these people don't qualify for refugee status. But it's people who come across the southern border all the time who don't qualify for refugee status. And they just let them in. Just let them in. Just let them in. They don't care. Just let everybody come across the border. Just let them come on in. Criminals and all. Just come on. Even what was the guy who was a damn MS-13 gang member? They wanted him to come back. His wife is on record talking about he beat on her, threatened to kill her, and they want this individual to come back over here. You got people that's in our government that actually went to El Salvador to try to petition to get this man back over here. He's a criminal. And Stephen Miller approached the press and said, y'all wouldn't even stay around these people, even if we paid you. And he ain't lying. He's telling the absolute truth. These same people who want everybody to come over here are the same people who wouldn't even live by these people, who wouldn't even want them in their neighborhood. They just pick and choose. So if Trump is racist, y'all are racist too.
That everything President Trump does is going to be roundly criticized by the usual suspects.
Roxanne Hogue is the chair of the Los Angeles Republican Party. She defends President Trump's decision to grant refugee status to white South Africans.
It turns out that immigration is the purview of the federal government, and President Trump is the chief executive of the federal government. So he's doing what he thinks is best for Americans.
If Kehinde Ololade, a Nigerian immigrant and owner of Spy Salon, could speak directly with President Trump, this is what she would say.
Tell him to be kind to everyone, regardless of the skin color, regardless of if they're disabled, regardless of if they have or they don't.
You see how much bullshit it is? See? They want him to be all inclusive, except when it comes to the white Afrikaners. But they call him racist. They just as racist as he is, if that's what they claiming. Make it make sense. I'm somebody who voted for Trump, but I don't agree with this. I don't want any of them over here. None of them. Stay in your countries and fix your own issues. We got enough problems.
Reportedly, 8,000 South Africans have expressed interest in relocating to the United States. I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
People need to stay in their own countries and fix their own problems. We cannot indulge in this. So if Trump is racist, they're racist too. They say Trump doesn't want the black and brown people coming over here, but they don't want the white people coming over here either. So this is some type of retaliatory thing that they're doing. What I mean, I don't understand. I'm not no fan of this. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about that video. Uh, leave some comments what y'all think about these white South Africans who came to the country as refugees. You can agree or disagree with me. I don't have an issue with that. Just don't come over here and insult me. If y'all hadn't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. If you hadn't hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit that as well if you haven't subscribed to the channel. And as always, I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.